Welcome to the CITADEL Watch. My name is Carin, and it's August the 17th, 2024. Understanding is key, so tonight I want to release understanding. It is so important to continue to learn and grow in truth and reveal. Your journey will definitely take on a new perspective, giving you joy and anticipation as you are more clear and as you see and understand what is taking place. So, what am I saying? Well, in plain English, the world is shifting nation by nation. The opposition to this global restoration of mankind is furious and is pushing back with everything they have. So now let's just review some things that we have learned over the last 8 months and more. The enemy of man must release their plan by informally announcing it to the global communities of humans. The response is then up to us. We accept it through worry, fear, panic, and sorrow, or we push back and resist their plan, and we release truth in an element of fearlessness, faith, standing our ground, and our God-given right to what? Long life, provision, health, security, prosperity, and purpose. We are not slaves to anyone. We are free from poverty, lack, sickness, worry, and fear. The question is this: do you believe it? Or do you believe the lies and destructive plans of the enemy? Now, I want to ask you this. Are you willing to bow to the enemy's agenda, or are you willing to fight back? There was a long-running campaign that stated, just say no. Are you willing to say no and make the many sacrifices needed to win our battle? Over the years, many have given all for this battle victory. Step by step, they have been slowly and methodically gaining ground. The awakening of the people was a prime objective. How can they resist if they can't see and understand the plans and the schemes of the enemy? So awakening was key not only to the victory, but it was the message that had to be sent out to the young and old and into the Christian community, Catholic community, and other religious communities for many, many years. Mankind has been called upon to awaken as that word and that understanding spread like wildfire across the nations of the globe. There were no cultural or religious boundaries for the awakening. No age limit, no restrictions. Awaken was the chant worldwide. Now, slowly the populations began to awaken to the real battle. Warriors of truth were trained at every level in every community. And now their voices are rising to a new height. No. No to corruption and dominance. But the no released the anger of the enemy who is pushing back like a fiery dragon to destroy. So, what is coming? The plans of the enemy were exposed many years ago, and we have been seeing and experiencing them one by one. What are they? Plagues, drought, food shortages, torture and kidnapping, murder, debt, fear, loss of jobs, war, cyber attacks, fires, floods, hurricanes, and volcanic eruptions, and more. What is our pushback? Well, first of all, we need to stand our ground. Do not be moved to fear and doubt. Hold tight to what you know to be truth and to the hope of a new restored earth. Do not buckle in fear to the enemy's agenda. Do what you know to be right, no matter what the cause. Is this easy? No. War is not easy. It is messy, and many lives are lost and changed. But sacrifices must be made in the time of battle to both hold your ground and take back ground while advancing to take new ground. You need to say this to yourself: I am a warrior. I will not back down. Be a voice of truth. Opportunities will open, allowing you to be a voice. Great wisdom is needed as you slowly and methodically release truth. Little by little, to those around you and to those who are put in your path, release truth. Wise people learn to release only what is needed at that moment. The breaking of the internal hold of lies is not easy, but it can be done over time. Many voices from many directions in many places are needed. One by one, you are taking back ground. And next, you need to continue to expand your own knowledge and insight. Stay in your lane. Now, what does that mean? Don't try to be someone else. Be you. You are gifted with certain talents and abilities. Let doors to those communities, people, and places open up for you. It could be a neighbor, a friend, a family, somebody at work. It could be at church, in your synagogue, in your mosque, and more. Be yourself and plant seeds of change. Plant words that will open their eyes to truth. Real truth. It is time to expose the battle of dark and light, good and evil, and open up people's understanding to some of the major events that are coming. You are here not just for the wealth transfer, but to awaken to truth. Purpose to listen and understand real truth. It takes time to wake up your consciousness, but it also takes action. The more understanding you have, the stronger you will be. I want to talk to you about the coming plague. The enemy has been planning a second, third, and even fourth attack by disease. The fear agenda is being fully activated. Now you decide. Will you fear or will you stand? Remember, the stronger the pushback of faith and truth and exposure, the weaker the plans of the enemy become. If you let them control you with fear, they grow in strength. So keep your faith strong and do not bow. You're going to hear and see many things which are meant to create panic and fear. Be strong and vigilant. Know their agenda to enslave mankind using any means possible. We've also been seeing this week cyber attacks. Throughout the globe, cyber attacks in government, banking, mainframes of all kinds where data storage was captured or destroyed, as well as shutting down transportation and other important businesses, including, of course, the banks. These attacks were not random and had purposeful targets: delays, warnings, deaths, and loss. The battle was globally seen as the lies pushed to the limelight. Hidden within cyber attacks was the disruption and partial shutdown of many underground facilities who fought to restore communication, clean air, and working safety. All is restored as the battle continues. Losses were seen globally, including the crypto and banking communities, as well as untold number of lives. More will come, but understand that the long-term plans to overcome these attacks have been in place, and when fully activated, will counteract and alleviate many of these issues. I explain more of this in my latest exclusive edition called The Global Restoration Agenda. Next, I want to talk to you about uprisings, releases, and surrenders. We have been seeing an increase in tension in Iran, Iraq, Turkey, Venezuela, Canada, USA, France, and the list goes on. As tension rises during the global shift, understand that these things must take place. The resistance is rising on both sides, and the battle will increase verbally, physically, monetarily, with threats, warnings, and lies. The chess game is in full play. Players are making strategic moves, while some players are taken out and others seek a dominant position. Do not doubt that our forces are in full armor as the battle rages. The goal of both sides is to knock out the players and corner the king player into a position of full surrender. Do not be moved by their words. Do not be moved by their moves. And do not be moved by their threats or their lies. Pick your side, then pick your battle. You need to choose who you will believe and not be swayed back and forth. Know this. There's a plan unfolding for the betterment of humanity. It has been unfolding for a very long time, but the process has been sped up and players are being put in their places. There is no stopping this plan. It is too big and too powerful and has major players worldwide who have been trained to fully release the plan. This plan is full speed ahead and unstoppable. We are not alone. We are surrounded by victors who are slowly showing their alliance. Many were well hidden for a reason, and those reasons will come to full view when the time is right. Now, if you've been listening and growing in knowledge and understanding and breaking away from the programmed human reasoning, you will begin to see truth all around you. Some people who you thought were the enemy will appear to shift sides. Actually, they were well hidden in this strategic battle game of control. Everybody wants to rule the world. But we want to bring what? Freedom, hope, prosperity, and healing for all.